Welcome back, Cules. Barcelona are once again making headlines both on and off the pitch. From Ferran Torres attracting a huge €60 million offer from Al Ittihad to Aston Villa's bold €30 million bid for Marc Casado, the transfer market is heating up fast. At the same time, Barca fans are still buzzing after another unforgettable 3-2 remontada against Levante, with Pedri sparking the comeback and Hansi Flick proving once more why his team are now being called the remontada kings of Europe. In this video we'll cover the latest transfer news, player reactions and Barcelona's unstoppable mentality under Flick. Stay tuned, there's a lot to unpack. Recent reports from Fishages suggest that Saudi club Al Ittihad are ready to offer around €60 million for Barcelona forward Ferran Torres this summer. It has been reported that Al Ittihad's initial focus is on signing Rodrigo Mora from FC Porto, having already made an offer of €75 million for the Portuguese attacker. However, Porto seems reluctant to sell their young star, knowing his value could rise in the coming years. They are holding out for a fee that matches their expectations, which has forced Al Ittihad to consider alternative options. Torres as an alternative. As a result, Torres has now emerged as a clear target. The Spanish forward has been in excellent form under Hansi Flick, becoming a key player in Barcelona's attacking setup. His versatility allows him to play in several positions, and his recent performances have silenced many of his critics. A potential offer of €60 million would not only make Torres a prime signing for the Saudi club but could also provide much-needed financial relief for Barcelona. The club has struggled with salary cap limitations, which have delayed the registration of some players, making a high-value offer for Torres very appealing from a financial standpoint. Torres happy at Camp Nou. Despite the interest from Al Ittihad, Ferran, who has already rejected one Saudi offer, has no plans to leave Barcelona. He is enjoying one of the best phases of his career, feeling supported by Flick and comfortable at Barcelona. While the Saudi league is known for offering lucrative contracts, Torres values the competitive challenge of European football, particularly the Champions League. Flick has repeatedly stressed the importance of keeping Torres in the squad, seeing him as central to Barcelona's attacking strategy. For now, it seems Torres is firmly committed to Barcelona, prioritizing sporting ambition over a high-paying move abroad. Al Ittihad's interest highlights his growing reputation, but the Spanish forward's focus remains on continuing his impressive form and helping Flick's side succeed domestically and in Europe. With the transfer deadline fast approaching, Aston Villa appear to be edging closer to what could be one of their most significant moves of the summer. According to reports from El País relayed by Sport Witness, Villa are pushing hard to secure the services of Marc Casado, the highly rated 21-year-old midfielder from Barcelona. It has been a challenging window so far for Unai Emery's side. Despite their determination to bolster the squad, several of Villa's pursuits have failed to materialize. However, Casado's situation at Barcelona has presented an opportunity, and Villa are keen to take full advantage. Aston Villa submit offer to sign Marc Casado. The club's hierarchy have reportedly submitted an offer of €30 million, matching Barca's valuation of the player, in a bid to accelerate negotiations. Villa's ambition does not end with the transfer fee. They are also prepared to offer Casado a lucrative contract that would quadruple his current wages, showing just how determined the Midlands club are to bring him to Villa Park. For Casado, who has grown within Barcelona's system and broken into the senior side last season, the decision is far from straightforward. While the lure of the Premier League is strong, the midfielder is also considering his role and development opportunities carefully. Aston Villa are not the only club chasing Marc Casado. The Barcelona midfielder, who made 20 La Liga appearances last season and featured in 7 Champions League games, contributing 1 goal and 6 assists, has caught the attention of several Premier League sides. Alongside Villa, both Wolverhampton Wanderers and Tottenham Hotspur have been linked with the 21-year-old, setting up what could become a competitive battle for his signature in the final stretch of the transfer window. The final week of the transfer window could therefore spark a fierce battle, but for now Villa remain optimistic of getting the deal over the line. Barcelona star Frenkie de Jong has taken to social media to show his support for the rest of Hansi Flick's squad. This of course comes fresh off an evening for the Blaugrana which will live long in the memory. After making the trip to Valencia for a La Liga meeting with newly promoted Levante on Saturday, Barcelona found themselves trailing by 2-0 at the interval. As proved the case on so many occasions last season though, the Catalans simply refused to accept defeat, culminating in a rousing 3-goal comeback rounded out in injury time. Added to an opening day downing of Mallorca, as much means that Barca now sit pretty atop the La Liga table once more. and evidently delighted with such developments as alluded to above, was none other than Frenkie de Jong. After missing out last night following the birth of his second child, midfielder de Jong took to his official Instagram account to unveil a celebratory post. Barcelona staged yet another sensational comeback story on Saturday when the Catalans won against Levante 3-2 after heading into halftime with a 2-0 deficit. This dramatic turnaround was nothing new for Hansi Flick's Barcelona. Since the German took charge, the Blaugrana have developed a reputation for refusing to go down quietly, repeatedly turning around deficits against big and small sides alike. Barcelona, the remontada specialist. Flick's men have staged double-digit remontadas across competitions since he took over as Barcelona coach. In La Liga last season, Barca came from behind against Valencia, 1-0 down 1-2, and Rayo Vallecano, 1-0 down 1-2. The highlight of the domestic campaign came in the Clásico, where they beat Real Madrid 5-2 at Montjuic after trailing 1-0. In Europe, the most remarkable turnaround came against Benfica, clawing back from both 3-1 and 4-2 down to eventually triumph 4-5. Against Inter Milan, they recovered from 0-2 and 2-3 deficits to draw 3-3, though the reverse fixture saw heartbreak. A 2-0 lead turned into a 4-3 defeat. Barcelona's fight-back mentality was also seen against Atletico Madrid, where they twice overturned deficits, from 0-2 down to a 4-4 draw, and later from 2-0 down to a 2-4 win. Other instances include Celta Vigo 1-3 down 1-4-3, another Clásico comeback 1-2 down 1-3-2, and against Valladolid 1-0 down 1-2. In total, Flick's Barcelona have staged 11 successful comebacks, with only one major collapse, versus Inter Milan, marring the record. The German coach's emphasis on tactical flexibility and relentless pressing has turned Barcelona into the true remontada kings of Europe. According to reports, Aston Villa have moved ahead of Newcastle United in the race to sign Chelsea striker Nicholas Jackson and could pull off a double deal. Aston Villa's summer transfer window has been far from smooth, with their plans restricted by PSR, profit and sustainability rules. To balance the books, the club sold Jacob Ramsey to Newcastle United, and so far, their only notable addition has been striker Ivan Gessan. This limited activity has reflected on the pitch, as Villa have made a sluggish start to the new season, opening with a 0-0 draw against Newcastle before falling to a 1-0 defeat against Brentford. However, the club is still looking to strengthen before the window closes. Transfer expert Fabrizio Romano has revealed that Villa are exploring the possibility of signing two Chelsea players, including Christopher Nkunku, with contact already made over a potential deal. Another name high on their list is striker Nicholas Jackson, who has dropped down the pecking order at Stamford Bridge following the arrivals of João Pedro and Liam Delap. According to Football Insider journalist Pete O'Rourke, Villa are now considered the frontrunners for Jackson's signature, with Chelsea open to letting him go. There'll be a number of clubs looking at Nicholas Jackson in the last days of the transfer window, O'Rourke told Football Insider. He's out of favor at Chelsea, well down the pecking order, they have given him the green light to go, and there's obvious links between Jackson and Unai Emery. Emery gave Jackson his La Liga debut at Villarreal, the two of them both have a good relationship, and Emery is hoping that will give his team the advantage as they follow up their interest in Jackson. A member of the midfield ranks at La Liga giants Barcelona has moved to place the blame on himself for the second goal conceded by Hansi Flick's troops in their latest outing. Barcelona, of course, are fresh off another memorable remontada on Saturday night. After making the trip to Valencia for a meeting with newly promoted Levante, the Blaugrana recovered from 2 goals down to ultimately emerge on the right side of a 3-2 result. Kicking the comeback into gear was midfield standout Pedri, whose strike inside the opening minutes of the second half proved exactly the catalyst his side needed to turn things around. As alluded to above, though, post-match Pedri was nevertheless quick to take some blame on his own shoulders. After Levante doubled their advantage from the penalty spot late in the first half, the 22-year-old revealed his opinion that he was directly at fault for the sequence which led to the goal. "I think the second goal was my mistake because I went to ground and wasn't decisive. I should have either stopped the attack or taken the ball. Then came the penalty, and that's the referee's decision. But it was my mistake and we need to improve in these transitions, especially in tracking back." What a whirlwind week for Barcelona. With Saudi clubs pushing hard for Ferran Torres, Premier League sides chasing Marc Casado, and Aston Villa targeting new reinforcements, the transfer market is reaching boiling point. But on the pitch, Hansi Flick's side keep proving that no matter the scoreline, Barca never give up. Pedri's humility after the Levante game shows the spirit of this team, while Frenkie de Jong's support off the pitch highlights the unity in the squad. As the transfer deadline looms and more tough fixtures arrive, one thing is clear: Barcelona's fight, belief and comeback mentality are stronger than ever. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for all the latest Barca news and updates.